Quick reflections with an Orthodox Christian perspective on today's practical topics. Hello and God bless. As we've entered into November, of course, we're all drawn to the reality that just ahead is the Thanksgiving holiday. Now, I remember back to my youth, my family, my school, the community at large, even the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving special taught me that what we were celebrating was rooted in the year 1621, when English colonists at Plymouth were able to share in fellowship with the Wampanoag people, to share in fellowship and in that fellowship celebrate peace and give thanks to a divine experience, ultimately to God. And that subsequently, whether it was in the years shortly thereafter or after President Lincoln proclaimed it a national holiday, that we still came together as Americans and we thanked God for his grace and for the experience that he's given to us. Thanksgiving's a good thing. Yet there are people now who tell us that Thanksgiving is not a good thing. There's a popular line of thought that is taught today that Thanksgiving is not a celebration of beautiful, wonderful things, but rather that it's looking back into our history with rose-colored glasses, and what we're really glorifying are sets of injustices that took place, glorification of colonization, even epidemics that wiped out peoples. And I have a simple message to the people that either believe that or have been taught that. Get over yourself. If we look back into history, any grouping of people can claim victimhood in one experience or another. If you look back and you're trying to find an experience of victimhood, of injustice that has taken place, you can attach that to any culture, any grouping of people, if you're just willing to look for it. Everyone has been the little guy at times that's been taken advantage of. Yet Thanksgiving is something different. The celebration of Thanksgiving today is not looking back at history with rose-colored glasses and saying that everything was perfect, but rather it's looking back, whether it's just looking back at a small piece of a historical event dating back to 1621, or if we choose to look at it in a greater experience and saying that something good took place. The one experience that truly is just, the one experience that truly is equitable, and that is the presence and the love of God. Can't we just celebrate that instead of always looking for the negative and trying to find victimhood and who's the good guy and who's the bad guy? I'll share with you, God's the good guy. And if we can look back into history and we can see even just one little experience where we're brought closer to God, that we can celebrate his grace and give thanks to him for all that he's done for us, that we should take advantage of that. Celebrate Thanksgiving this year. Celebrate it with greater might than you ever have before, because truly God is great. God loves us, and it is in God's love and presence in our lives that we find that justice, that we find that equity, that we find righteousness, and that we find our true identity and purpose in this life. God bless you all, and happy Thanksgiving.